What's good, fellas? How y'all doing? Good to have y'all back in here. As we all know, the VOG weapons are farmable, and we know about some of the heaters. We also know, like, the irrelevant weapons for God knows how long. Queen Breakers and Lord of Wolves are some heaters now. They went from ice cold to straight up flames. Heat of sun. Well, there is another weapon that we have to add to the list. Alright? Because with these VOG weapons, there was a aggressive frame solar rocket launcher waiting in the winds to get the, what I like to call, Apex Predator treatment. Or the glow up of the century, as they call it, right? So if you look at this weapons perk pool, what perk does this weapon have that only one other rocket does? Envious Arsenal. What perk in the fourth column does this rocket have that the only other rocket, the Tomorrow's Answer with Envious Arsenal, doesn't have? Yeah, it has bait and switch. Obviously, I'm talking about bait and switch. I think the Elemental Honing, that new perk, I think it can get up to a 35% damage buff as well. But obviously, bait and switch is going to be the standard go-to, easy to proc, 30% damage buff. And Envious Arsenal is going to really allow for you to just skip the reload and go to work. However, something else that allows this rocket to cook is its origin trait, Time Lost Magazine. After your super ends, your magazine is going to be overflowing for duration, which is amazing because it essentially allows for your weapon to have clown cartridge after you pop your super. Obviously, for every sort of one-off super in the game, this is big. This is huge. This is going to allow you to dump off your rockets absurdly quick. Ridiculously quick. And they'll all have bait and switch proc as well. Now, before we get too far into the juice, where is the best spot to farm this rocket launcher? Obviously, just for starters, you want to go for the pattern. And your best bet is to do Atheon, especially this week. And the challenge is piss easy. All you have to do is just make sure each person inside shoots one oracle each. Each person has to shoot an oracle on each set. So everybody who goes inside will shoot 3 oracles in total. Obviously, to bake Atheon absurdly quick, you just want to have as many, I'd say at least 3. Verity Brow, Touch of Flame, Fusion Nade, Warlocks. Have them just put on a Xenophage and some sort of solar energy weapon to proc stacks before damage starts. Have somebody else on the team on a tractor cannon or a tether. You'll get runs done very quick. And this is definitely the most important weapon, at least I would say, to go after inside of Vault of Glass. This rocket's absolutely insane. Now, here's where it's really freaking nuts on the Warlock in particular. Look, I got Warlock bias, okay? Y'all know this. I got Warlock bias. Obviously, we got Sanguine, okay? So when you drop your well and you switch to Prismatic real quick, which, yes, you do it so you can proc Facet of Courage, which because since you're standing in your own well, your solar weapon damage is going to turn into solar super damage and get buffed by Facet of Courage. Just a way to get even more damage, okay? But as soon as you drop that well, your rocket's immediately going to have 2 rockets in the mag. You're going to proc your bait and switch, you're going to dump the rockets, you're going to go back to your kinetic and energy slots, and then back to your rocket, 2 more rockets loaded. You can get through your rockets so fast. And these rockets with like everything up, like at its max juice, bro, it's like 400k, all right? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. In some of the clips, there's Illumina in the background, all right? I ain't gonna lie. I had to do it for the extra juice. I had to do it for the juice, all right? Respect, okay? Cool. And because this rocket is solar and you are able to dump out your rocket so fast, you're gonna have some time left over in the damage phase to, guess what? Dump the newly absurdly busted Lord of Wolves. And then before you know it, you just have a 5 million plus damage rotation, you know, on top of all of what Lord of Wolves has. I mean, that thing is a nuke in its own right, but now we have a new, rather reskinned rocket to pair with it in a beautiful damage rotation. Now, before we get into the clips, I'm going to show at least 3. 1 where we don't destroy the ogre, so you have some damage numbers, and then 2 where I do destroy said ogre. And then after the clips, I'll probably just briefly go over the setup that I used in the clips, even though it is the exact setup that I showed in our Lord of Wolves video from yesterday. I'll still show it again, but much quicker in this video. If you don't want to click off and go see it, stay tuned to the very end after the clips. I got you, fam. That being said, let's roll the clips.
Okay, starting with tether, then grenade, then I'll melee. And then I'll dodge, and then I'll melee. That might have been early, but we'll be alright.
He's just going crazy mode.
I think if I do literally 2 shots of noticeable damage, that's it. 4.9 million.
This thing can crack 5. We rip it. We rip it.
Yo, are we back?
Oh, no way we're back.
That's
No way.
fucking weird.
No shot.
Discord just shit the bed, like, hard. No way, he's not there yet.
I think my clip is slightly cooked here. Yeah, slightly cooked. It's okay.
Are we back?
We're back again.
Deck?
Hold up, bed, Anka.
You need to go to bed.
Pre-wipe it, we can, now that we can talk, we can figure this out. Never mind.
I mean, we cooked. That was cookage.
That just shows how scuffed that was, and it still just clears. The Kree's chat, and I was like, I'm not even crashing out. That was it. I crashed. It's over.
Fez landed.
I agree, crash out. Anti-crash out, cybernetic technology.
LOM.
Fuck.
Yeah, but you gotta start investing in LOM.
Yeah, bro.
Tom, what's
Real
up?
slip.
Tom, what's
Pull
up?
up your Robin Hood right now. Put some money in it.
Look up NGA.
So see that Coinbase account puffing, bro.
Massive.
It's actually free, dude.
I'm turning
Massive.
that off. I don't know why.
All right, so remember, this is going to be much shorter than we did the one yesterday. Obviously, start off on Solar, Well of Radiance. I highly recommend for stuff that's not damage related, just have some sort of like just very strong neutral game exotic. My go-to is a Karnstein's, but if you don't feel like doing extra swaps more than you have to, just have Sanguine on the entire time if you want to be lazy. Nothing wrong with being lazy if you can still profit. Your weapons, I would highly recommend at least a chill clip weapon in your kinetic slot, whether it's Lingering Dread, Liturgy. Obviously Tanasha's is ideal, but even something like a Riptide with chill clip. As long as it's a chill clip weapon, put it in your kinetic slot. This is very vital because this is one of the main ways we're going to be able to proc our Facet of Courage. Outside, like your Prismatic Loadout does not matter. Solar Super, Facet of Courage, Arcane Needle, we ball. As for the artifact mods, dog, I had nothing benefiting me. Like none of this helps with what we are doing in this rotation, which is kind of cool because it means it's not artifact reliant. Your solar subclass itself, I would just say have stuff that keeps you alive throughout the mechanic part of a fight before you get to damage, whatever your preference is. Mods on your armor, dog, scavs on the boots, recoup on the boots, siphons on the helmet. For your class item, I always like to rock the goated trio of proximity ward, powerful attraction, and special Finny. And of course, obviously you want Lord of Wolves, and you most definitely want the Heathen. So what this whole video is about, the Heathen. I'd recommend it with quick launch, impact casing for more damage on direct hits. Obviously, you have to have enhanced envious arsenal because enhanced gives you more ammo. We like more ammo. Bait and switch, obviously, and luckily every single copy of the Heathen or every single copy of every Vault of Glass weapon going forward is going to have this time lost magazine origin trait. This thing is, oh, it's absolutely amazing. This origin trait is probably one of my favorites in the game. When using this rocket with this roll, I want you to make sure that you cast that one-off super very early in the damage phase. Trust me, y'all saw the clips. Y'all saw the clips. If I haven't made it clear already, this rocket is the best rocket in the game for DPS. End of story. If you like the video, that's what's good. I like to hear it. And also, if you don't mind, you can check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/KRE. That'd be greatly appreciated. Y'all be safe.